everyone. Welcome to Bone Scholars. This is Lalit. I'm a communication skills coach, uh, a professional engineer with a good amount of experience, and based on that experience, I talk about communication skills. I also write for Medium, and I have my personal blogs where I do some writing work, and which gives me a lot of satisfaction, and that is why I'm able to talk about the power of writing, the power of communication skills. Let's go on to the eighth session of a vocabulary hunt, reading for vocabulary in a way. We have figured out almost about 148 words so far, and we have a target of finding 1,000 words. So you just can imagine how many sessions more we are going to have, because I don't want to bombard you. I don't want to give too much to you so that you won't be able to comprehend it. So let's start small. We will do it small all the ways. Let's start with the session today, and today I'm reading about Arches National Park. The world's greatest diversity of natural arches and the other geological formations has made Arches National Park in Utah the jewel of unique region. Located in a high desert, extremes of temperature, water, and wind erosion have finally sculpted the region's multi-hued sandstone into no less than 2,400 named arches, as well as the variety of unusual balanced rocks, monoliths, and pinnacles. At arches, a hole in the rock has to be at least 3 feet, 1 meter across for it to be officially listed and mapped as such. So we've finished the first paragraph, and we have 3 paragraphs like this. So let me just talk about the words that we have seen in the first paragraph. Now, the first paragraph we have done, we have got the words up to pinnacle, and these are 7 words. Let's talk about these words. Diversity. Now, diversity is what it means is variety or a range of different things. Example, the desert shows great biological diversity. Diversity, variety. Number 2 is arches. Arches, you must have heard about the arches. So it's a noun, and when we say arches, it is plural, curved structure that span an opening. So it's a curved structure that span an opening. The natural rock arches are beautiful. You can see the thumbnail of this session. We have put a photograph of the arch there. So those are natural arches in USA that we are reading about today. Extremes of temperature. Now, it's a noun phrase. Extremes of temperature. Very high and very low temperatures. Extremes. You're going to extremes of temperature. When it is touching the high and low temperature, we will say 2 extremes of the temperature. The desert experiences extremes of temperature, the highs and the lows as well. Now, the fourth is erosion. Erosion is a noun, a gradual wearing away of land by wind, water, and other natural agents. Rocks was shaped by erosion that you must have seen along the rivers, or maybe along the beach. You will see, which are rocky beaches, you will see that the rocks are shaped by erosion. The way the waves are hitting them, they're getting eroded and they're getting shaped. Now, the fifth one is sculpted. Sculpted is a verb, and to sculpt is present tense, or it's a verb which is in the present tense. And now this is sculpted is a verb in a past tense, carved or shaped into form, especially artistically. Sculpted, when we are shaping something, when we are chiseling out something, we are actually doing the sculpting work. The wind sculpted the sandstones. The wind sculpted the sandstones. Monoliths. Monoliths is again a noun. Last single upright block of stone. Last single upright block of stone. The park has several towering monoliths. So it's a single block of stone that we will call monolith. Pinnacles. Now, pinnacle is tall, pointed rock formations. Tall, pointed rock formations. Pinnacles. Now, it has to. Now, what is the difference between the monolith and pinnacle? You can see is the pinnacle has to have the pointed. It has to have a point on the tip, or on the top. So it is tall. Tall means it could be slender. It need not to be. It need not to be heavy. It need not to be broad. It can be thin, but it has to be tall. Pinnacle. The pinnacle rose high above the canyon floor. That's the usage of pinnacles. Let's go on to the second paragraph that we have. Delicate arch is a symbol of the park. It is perhaps one of the most iconic American landmarks and has appeared in an endless array of books, films, postcards, and calendars. It has a span of about 33 feet, 10 meters, and is 50 feet, that is 15 meters high, and 15 meters high. The twin arches of double arch, seen in many Western films, crisscross a gap between two rocky outcrops at a height of 148 feet, that is 45 meters. Although not as well known, the nearby landscape arch spans an incredible 328 feet, that is 100 meters. It was here in 1991 that more dramatic development in the park's geological evolution occurred. A massive slab of the rock, 66 feet, that is 20 meters long, 10 feet 3 meters wide, and 3 feet 1 meter thick, plummeted from underside of the arch, leaving a relatively thin ribbon of the rock to support the arch. In terms of geological chronology, landscape arches days are numbered. In terms of geological chronology, landscape arches days are numbered. That brings us to the okay. I think we finished the other 3-4 lines. Tourism has only recently been introduced to the area. but there is evidence that people lived here thousands of years ago. Paleolithic hunter gatherers migrated to the area about 10,000 years ago and discovered the rock type perfect for making stone tools. Today, there are numerous four-wheel drive tracks and walking trails leading to the arches and canyons. Note that travel in the backcountry are not to be undertaken lightly, as water is scarce and the temperature often reaches a scorching 104 Fahrenheit during the summer months. That's the end of the write up. Now let's go on to the further words. Iconic. Iconic is an adjective and it talks about widely recognized and representing something important. For example, the Eiffel Tower is an iconic structure that is widely recognized and representing something important. Span. Span is a verb to stretch across over something. Span, used mostly in terms of bridges, used mostly when it is something is supported by two supports at the ends, or it is supported at the ends and in between you don't have anything, there is no support, so it's like stretch, to stretch across over something. The bridge spans a river. Twin arches, a noun phrase, two similar arch-shaped mountains close to each other. Twin arches, two similar arch-shaped formations close to each other. The park is famous for its twin arches. That's the use. Crisscross, to move across in pattern of intersecting lines. Crisscross is when you crisscross, you are having this kind of a formation there. Trails crisscross the valley. So you have different trails and they crisscross each other. A crisscross of the path marks the desert floor. Okay. Outcrops. Outcrops is a noun. Rocks that stick out above the ground. So when they're coming out of the ground, we call them outcrops. Outcrops. The rock outcrops are common in this area. The rock outcrops are common in this area. So when you see a rock which is coming out of the ground, it's coming above the ground, you can call it outcrop. Plummeted. Plummeted is a verb, fell suddenly and steeply. Temperatures plummeted after sunset. Fell suddenly. Whenever it is falling, it's not for the rise, it's for the fall. Plummeted. Though when you read the word, you actually get the sense that it is about the rise, but it's about the fall. Underside, the lower surface of something. The lizard was hiding on the underside of the rock. Underside of the rock, that is lower surface of something. Introduced, a very common word you must have definitely heard. Let me introduce you to someone. Introduce, brought into use or made known. So here the use is introduced, brought into use or made known. The guide introduced the history of the park. Evidence. Now evidence is another word. Information or signs that show something is true. Evidence. Proof. So whenever you have a proof of something, you can say that I have an evidence available. Paleolithic. Paleolithic is an adjective relating to the early phase of Stone Age. Example, Paleolithic tools. Paleolithic tools were discovered here. Hunter, a person who hunts animals for the food. Now, early humans were hunters or gatherers. Now, searching for the gatherers, when you search for the gatherers, it is people who collect food from plants rather than hunting animals. Gatherers. Oh, that's something new for me as well. Hunter, a person who hunts animals for food. And the gatherers, people who collect food from the plants rather than hunting animals. They lived as hunters and gatherers. Hunters and gatherers. So gatherers are so-called vegetarians, migrated. Now the next one, 21, is migrated. Moved from one place to another, usually for better living conditions. The tribe migrated seasonally. Migrated, moved from one place to another. So we have number of tribes like that who migrate from one place to another for their living, for better conditions. Say, for example, the tribes called shepherds, they take their sheep, they take their goats, move from one place to another where the grass is available for them. Tracks, marks left by feet or wheels. Marks left by feet or wheels. Tracks. Tracks. Animal tracks. Animal tracks were visible in the sand. Walking trails. Paths created by walking or hiking. Walking trails. There are many walking trails in the park. Paths created for walking or hiking. Walking trails. So sometimes they are created manually, or sometimes because it's followed for many years, those paths are created. They are automatically there as hiking trails or walking trails. So that's it. We are done with the 23 words in this session 8, and those who are watching us, you request you to subscribe to our channel. Those who are interested in communication skills, those who really want to go in for communication skills sessions, they can contact us. There are details in the description box. Um, Definitely you will be benefited because we will talk about a lot of practical applications of the communication skills. We will be in one-to-one conversations where we talk more about communication skills. You will understand that how the communication skills needs to be incorporated. The skill needs to be put in place so that you don't have to work specially for it. You create, or you kind of cultivate that habit that the communication skill automatically gets better and better for you. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you in some another session soon. Thank you very much. Thanks for being there, and subscribe to our channel, like and share. Thank you.